Hello. I just wanted to talk about and make some notes about the fact that I found out that through my own flashbacks in my meditation and my spiritual practice, that I have come from a family of generational curses that basically deal with sexual molestation. And so I just wanted to talk about that I had some flashbacks and I remember being sexually molested, and that my grandmother and my great grandmother and my mother all was participating in generational curses that basically deals with allowing grown men to have sex with young kids, and I couldn't have been started between 3 and 5 of my sexual molestation. And what I want to talk about is not the graphic details of my experience, because I don't remember totally graphic details, and it's too painful to remember but I do remember being taken to the bed and basically over and over again, and my grandmother allowing her husband to have sex with me. And what I want to talk about is that the greatest weapon that you need in that case is forgiveness, because I do not know the history of my grandmother or my great grandmothers, what they went through, that they found it okay to bring a 3 to 5 year old child to bed and turn their back and let them have sex, let their husband have sex with them. I do not know what their childhood was like. And I'm a woman of color, and I grew up in the South, and my grandmother and I was still picking cotton when I was in school. So I do not know the history of what my great grandmother or my grandmother went through to think that it was okay to carry on down from one generation to the next generation, of allowing 3 to 5 year old kids to be sexually molested. I do not know what they went through. So I just want to talk about the factor is that forgiveness for you to heal, for you to completely heal, forgiveness has to be a part of your life, a part of your heart, and a part of your life. And you have to ask God to be with you to be able to totally forgive, because otherwise you carry this wound, WOUND, inside of you, and you'll never heal. And I want to, and then to be able to really forgive, because you do not know what the perpetrator went through that was allowed this to happen. So, and forgiveness is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and give to your loved ones that are on the other side who wasn't so loved ones, because their history has some abuse in it. To think that they thought that was okay to take a 3 to 5 year old child to bed and let a grown man have sex with it. And so I want to say that the greatest gift that you can give to yourself and give to that person is forgiveness. And because that type of energy attracts demonic energy. That attracts demonic energy that's been there's a demonic spirit that's been following me, that knows my history, that's been watching me. And so and for an opportunity to come in through bitterness and through anger from the sexual molestation, after you start having flashbacks, after you realize what's going on, after you realize who were the people that basically set up the situation, which was my grandmother and my great grandmother. And they know all your history, and they watch you and they follow you, and they know that pain, that wound is inside of you from the violations. And there's demonic energy that follows you and knows your history, and it tries to attach itself to your wound, your pain, your wound of being violated, or whether or not you're carrying bitterness in your heart, whether or not, if you don't forgive, you still have that wound inside of you that you're carrying with you, and that attracts demonic energy. And so, and that demonic energy knows your history, and it tries to have some kind of relationship with you in some way. And when I mean a relationship, I mean where it verbally starts to try to talk to you, and it tries to come inside of your vessel, your body. Because if you're carrying bitterness and resentment in your heart, then it tries to attach itself to that, and anger also. Bitterness, anger, resentment, all adjectives, that demonic energy. It tries to attach itself to a person so it can feed off of you, it can live off of you, so it can try to eventually to overtake your personality and become you, and to overtake your vessel and your body, because the demonic energy needs a body to live in, even if it's an animal. And so it tries to attach itself to that bitterness, that anger, that resentment, so it can attach itself to you. That's why I said the greatest gift that you can possibly give yourself is forgiveness. Forgiveness, so you can basically let go of the pain that's inside of you and forgive. So, and really this video is about the most important thing that you can give yourself is forgiveness, because if you do not, then you will attract negative energy, demonic energy, that basically needs a body to live in, and that really wants human bodies to live in. And it wants to feed off of that bitterness, because it has to have negativity. It has to have negativity. Like you have to have food, vegetables and food and all kinds of food, physical food to stay alive and to be healthy. It needs negativity. It tries to create total negativity. And so if you are carrying bitterness inside of your heart, that is negativity. That the demonic energy, the enemy, which is Satan, Lucifer, demonic energy, can attach itself to and feed off of your negativity, off of your bitterness, off of your pain that you're going to have to deal with. And if you know that you've been sexually molested and you are trying to push it away and not deal with it and confront it, then you're attracting negative energy and demonic energy. You need to start to try to deal, if you've been raped or if you've been sexually molested as a child or violated in a physical way, and your heart is carrying a lot of pain and resentment and bitterness. You really gotta confront that bitterness, and confront the pain that you're carrying inside of you, and the wound that you're carrying inside of you from the pain that you have experienced. And you've got to deal with it head on instead of trying to push it away and make it go away, because you're just pushing it down inside of you, and pushing it down inside of you is not confronting it and dealing with it to make it go away, so you do not attract negative energy and demonic energy, because they're watching us. There's another vibration frequency of different dimensions, and they are watching us, demonic energy, watching our lives, seeing how they can get in our lives, how far they can come into our lives and take over. They're watching all the time, because this is not the only dimension there is. There's other dimensions all around us, and all kinds of things going on around us that we do not see. So if you have been violated, not just sexually, but physically too, abused as a physically man or woman, you need to deal with it. So you don't push it all down inside of you and think it's just going to go away, because it will not just go away. It'll come out some way. If it doesn't come out through using drugs or using alcohol, or it doesn't come out through being violent or having a bad temper and always being angry and being sad all the time, that type of energy is the demonic. That is negative energy, and it will attract demonic entities that are trying to attach themselves to human beings and their pain and their sadness and their anger and their resentment. There are demonic energy that feeds completely off that energy, and they create situations in your life. So negative situations, mind you. And when I mean create negative situations, I mean like have the neighbor do all kinds of things to you, and and try to feed negativity by creating arguments and fights between your neighbors or your friends or your loved ones or your partner, and so they can feed. So they can feed on negativity and stay in your life and around you. So eventually they take over. And so I just wanted to put that out there because, you know, you really have to confront whatever violation that has happened in your life that you're pushing away or trying not to deal with, and that you have to really understand that you cannot sit in judgment of the person that's violated you. You have to, because you do not mean, naturally you're going to be angry. Naturally you're going to hate for a while, but you're going to have to work through that hate and that anger. And so that demonic energy doesn't attach itself to you and live off of you and feed around you and make your life miserable and always creating drama in your life, because negative energy, demonic energy is always trying to create drama in your life with your neighbors, with your loved ones, with your friends, with your family, so it can feed on negativity. And you do not want that energy in your life because it's hell. And you do, and it tries to consume your life and make it miserable, and try to make your loved ones just really, the enemy can use your loved ones completely to basically turn against you. And so you have to be very careful that you don't attract negative energy, demonic energy, with your pain and with your sorrow and with your wound. And you have to really work on letting go. And you have to thank God. You have to ask God to walk with you in that walk of forgiveness. Because forgiveness does not happen overnight. You have to work on forgiving that person. Like I said, you do not know what they went through. Most likely what they put you through is a great deal they went through. You know, so you should remember that. And let God be a part of your walk. Ask him to walk with you, to give you the courage, the strength to forgive. Not half-heartedly, but to forgive all of it. Okay, that's all I wanted to put out there. Thank you.